We'll go into the lesson for today that I have entitled A True Self. So good evening and welcome to our Wednesday Creative Living class. Today we will discuss an idea that can change how we think and how we live. Remember, everything we gather to discuss, there are truths, there are principles. And as many times as we can listen, hear these lessons, the greater the chances for us to align with this principle, this truth, and practice it. It's not just any idea, but one that can significantly impact us and help us see things in a new and better way. We know that as we behold each day, we trust for perfect unfoldment of life and new things, new opening, new opportunities open to us. The universe always presents opportunities to us, and when we align with this divine flow, we're able to latch onto these opportunities. So in our classes, we've learned that we have this power to create our paths in life. You have that power within you. We are constantly trying to awaken to this awareness. We are trying to awaken ourselves to this truth that is already there. It's there from the creation. So we know our future is in our hands. We dictate what happens to us. We are the author of our life. We are the drivers of our cars, of our life. And we're constantly trying, through this teaching, to take control and drive our life the way we want it. Every decision we make, no matter how small, what it does, it contributes to the direction of our lives. Everything you do, the thoughts, the processing, everything you do, your beliefs, the things you allow into your being, they all form to create that action, what you create. Like John Maxwell said, life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. You are the product of your decision. So we accept responsibility for our actions and their outcomes. Whatever you are today is as a result of the decisions and the actions you took yesterday. And we know that if we want something better tomorrow, today, we begin to create those things with our thoughts. We begin to change our thoughts to align with what we want to perceive on the outside. So when we do this, we move from victimhood to empowerment. When you take control of your life, when you take responsibility for your life, you move from helplessness to strength because you're in control. And whatever you see, if it's not what you planned, you know where to tweak it and change it. Because we are constantly awakening to this divine essence that is within us. So we know as truth students that the best way to predict our future, your future, my future, is to create it. If you want a future of peace, love, you sow the seeds. You create it. And we know that we create by the things we take in, by our thoughts and all that. Knowing, we've always said this, that we are not passive recipients of our fate, but active creators of our future. It's such a powerful thing to know that you can dictate what happens to you tomorrow. You can actually orchestrate circumstances to bring that result that you want. For some time, we lived like sailors without a map. We're blown around by the wind and the waves, because what we've done is that we relinquished our powers to external forces, and we're unsure of where we'll end up. But we're grateful for this teaching. In the past, we had drifted through life often feeling lost and directionless, and we make decisions based on circumstances outside of us rather than a clear sense of purpose that comes when we are in alignment, that comes when we go within. So without a guiding vision or plan, we were at the mercy of external forces and unexpected events. And this is likened to a sailor navigating the ocean without a map or compass for guidance. This is what happens when we make decisions from external occurrences, not from that deep within, where there is peace. So this uncertainty would lead to a life full of missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and you lack control of your life, of your destinies, because you're controlled by every other thing but the power within. So imagine living each day without knowing where you're headed or what you want to achieve. You just step out and begin to go without having direction. So everything that happens that you encounter, you just follow it. You won't even know the ones that are distractions because you do not have a direction from within. So everything that seems right, it's okay. But not everything that seems right is the perfect plan for you. So this will result in living in action and reaction. You're just reacting to everything. You probably will not conclude anything you start because you're just getting out and following the wind. So every decision is reactive, driven by the immediate situation rather from the divine within. What happens is that when we live our lives this way, we are limiting ourselves. Because we won't ever harness the full potentials that we have if we are distracted by everything that seems right. So opportunities that could have been embraced slip away because everything without direction, without mission appears right. And the divine potential remains unrealized. So what happens is that our classes will teach us to break from this unplanned life. And we want to always go on that journey without a distance and seek guidance within. It's a journey that you have to take yourself, and I will take mine. We go within for that inner guidance, that intuition, that thing that occurs to you. That's the compass that we all need. The internal guidance system, we all have it. And as we begin to listen and quiet ourselves and tune to that inner guidance, we know we'll perfect ways of aligning with it. We understand how it works for us. And what it does, it will help us find the true direction and purpose of our life. Like Louise said, deep at the center of our being is an infinite well of love. It's a power of wisdom. There's so much to discover in quietness when we go within. And when we are in alignment with this guidance, the navigation, it's always accurate, it's perfect. It's a divine in operation, in action. There are no mistakes with it. Any decisions or directions made from this inner guidance with alignment with divine, they are definitely of good and greater good. Only good, only greater good, only peace, love, abundance, wholeness. It's devoid of errors and external influences. That's the power that you have. And that's why the scripture says, in quietness and confidence shall our strength be. Be still and know that you are God. So much happens when we calm ourselves down, when we go within. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. It's such a powerful treasure that we have deep at the center of our being. Somewhere in the Bible it talks about the deep treasures that we all have within us. So as we align with this power within, we transform uncertainty into confidence. And turn a reactive life into one driven by intention. Because you know that you know. When you know that you know, you are in alignment, you're confident. You know that out of any situation, only good, greater good in every situation would come. It's peaceful, it's safe. We're always talking about that peace that passes all understanding. And when we understand and use this compass, we can choose our path and head towards the future we want. I mean, this is not to cast blames, but most times we do things to either please people around us, our parents, or families, or partners. We looked up to societal norms, traditions, and the expectations of others to dictate our choices, because we probably want the other person to be happy with what you're doing. And this external focus often leads to a sense of being lost or unfulfilled, because it needs to pay attention to the personal and unique aspirations that reside, because it doesn't pay attention to that power, to that aspiration, unique aspirations that is within you. So we all have this compass, we all have this internal guidance system, and it's available to us, and it can give us precise direction. It does not sleep, it does not slumber, it's active 24/7. Anytime you call on it, it answers. Anytime you go on that journey, it answers. So our oneness with creative intelligence and alignment to this power at work within form this internal guidance system we all talk about. And that's why we always talk about this going within, why the pause that refreshes. It brings clarity. So when we talk about our true self, we refer to our most authentic and genuine nature. The uncontaminated you. Because we have so many influences, external influences, societal influences. We want to always, in every situation, be our true self. And we can be that as we tune in as often as possible and align ourselves with this divine, with this power that we all have. It represents who we are at the core, deep at the center of our being. Again, when we talk about this internal guidance, it's about that inner voice of feeling that nudges us towards certain choices and away from others. We all experience this. Ideas come to us, our intuition, or do it this way, and when you align with it, it just leads to bliss. So once we become attuned to our inner compass, which is one of the reasons why we tune into these classes, to learn how to listen to that inner voice, to align with it, to always be in alignment with that flow. So once we become attuned to our inner compass, we can use it to make decisions that align with our true self. That's why when we have the multitude of advice, when we go within, we sift it and go within and confirm with that power that is within, that divine that we all have within. And definitely, once we constantly do this, we have a purposeful and fulfilling life. Instead of making choices based on immediate circumstances or external pressures, we start making decisions that fulfill us and reflect what we want to achieve, our purpose, a reason for being here, a reason for being created. I have an example here. Consider a person who has always followed a career path suggested by their family or societal expectations. They may succeed in this path, but they may feel unfulfilled if it doesn't resonate with their true self or their inner beliefs. Or someone in your family did this particular course or is in this particular course, so they advise you to do that. You might do that and succeed, but does that fulfill you? They may succeed in this path, but they may not be fulfilled. When this person takes the time to listen to their inner compass, they might discover a passion for something different. Because we are constantly trying to align. Our major job is to align ourselves, to be dovetailed with that divine flow. So, trusting this internal guidance and making a shift, they can embark on a career that not only brings them success, but also joy and fulfillment. So as we grow and our circumstances change, our internal compass also evolves. It gives us ideas. We are constantly moving from good to greater good. The ideas for level A will definitely be different, or maybe different from the ideas or insights for another level. Therefore, it's important to stay connected and tune in as often as possible to hear these principles and raise our consciousness as we practice this truth. Everything is about practicing. Practice makes perfect. Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." And we are always awakening to this truth. This truth that we have, this divine. When we awaken to the inner compass, we gain the clarity and confidence needed to steer our lives in the direction that truly fulfills us. We are constantly learning that we have been blessed with so much within us. We've not even scratched the surface. Some are not even activated. And we're learning how to use that power to heal ourselves. That power to be bold, to know that you are supplied and supported, and walk in that confidently. To know that you are whole. And if anything other than wholeness is you're experiencing that, and you know that's not who you have been created with, and you have the power to say no to that. So we learn through our gathering to use this knowledge to our advantage. We affirm the good. I'm supplied and supported. Affirm it until you feel it. Imagine you have a magic recipe book that can make any dish you desire. Most people believe in its power and have heard about its wonders, but only a few open the book and start cooking. They admire the idea, but need to realize that with a little effort, they could create amazing meals. We have this thing, but we do not use it. And this teaching is to remind you of this power that you have and encourage you to practice it. Step out in faith. Move out and practice. Practice positive expectancy. Practice seeing the good in all situations. Practice knowing that all is well. It's also like a musician who owns a beautiful instrument. They need to practice regularly and play to make beautiful music. Everything boils down, you have this power. Are you practicing? Are you using it? The power is in the use. Many of us understand the power of our mind, but only a few take the necessary steps to use this power to create a better life. Are you so comfortable with where you are that you are okay with every situation? Do you know you can step out and create a better life for yourself? I have a story again here. There's a story about a prince who had a crooked back. He was very self-conscious about his deformity, so he rarely appeared in public. One day, a sculptor decided to help the prince. The sculptor worked hard to create a beautiful marble statue showing the prince tall and straight. The prince was overjoyed with the statue. He placed the statue in a hidden corner of his garden. Every day, he went there to look at it and imagined himself with a straight back, just like the statue. Month after month, he visited the statue alone, and each time he began to accept and believe in this perfect image of himself more and more. Over time, the prince's posture started to change. When he returned to the palace, he stood a little straighter each day. Eventually, his back was no longer crooked. The people were amazed when they saw him standing tall. The prince had transformed by constantly visualizing and believing in his perfect image. So what is that situation that is working, that is contrary to what you want of yourself? You know, you can put an affirmation and constantly affirm the good, affirm the great, affirm abundance, affirm wholeness every day, every morning, as often as possible. Affirm it and feel it, visualize it, see it often, and there will definitely be a change. Like the prince, we see ourselves stepping into a new life and a new way of thinking by visualizing the life we want and believing in it. And we can make it happen. And step out knowing that it is done. As Disney famously said, if you can dream it, you can do it. You can do all things. Nothing is impossible for you if you believe. So keeping a positive and clear vision of what we want can transform our lives like the prince. Every kind of healing is possible. Spiritual healing is possible. It's possible if you believe and work towards it. Like we say, everything is work. Faith with works. So there are many ways to achieve this, but they all have one thing in common: a change in our thoughts and beliefs. and working at it and trusting, knowing it's already done in the mind of God. It's already done. It's already done. The universe, the creative intelligence has perfected that. We are created in the image of wholeness. So it's done. And what we do is constantly, through faith, to walk, align ourselves with this. So to truly transform our lives, we must start from within. All meaningful changes happen when we change our thoughts and beliefs. What are we taking into our being? Are they great things? Are they things that are worthy of love, of truth? So the process begins when we open our minds and hearts to new possibilities, welcoming positive energy and experiences into our lives. How do we do that? By the things we hear, what we tune to. When you wake up in the morning, how do you set things rolling for the day? I always remember positively expecting the good, positively expecting good. What it does, it draws that good to you. Because what you have channeled your mind, your eyes, is the good, and that is what you see. So imagine our consciousness as a house. Every thought, belief, and experience is like a piece of furniture or decoration in the house. Some items create a warm, welcoming environment, while others may cause clutter and discomfort. To create a beautiful, harmonious home, we carefully choose what we keep and what we discard. So the things that will create that chaos, we take it off our thoughts, off our being, and everything that brings life, joy, peace, abundance, we take it in. Let them have their place and sit down within us. Our lives mirror our inner state. Our health, our prosperity, love, relationships, and success all reflect the state of our consciousness. We create a positive reality for ourselves when we focus on positive thoughts and beliefs. Be the change you wish to see in the world around you. And unlike the ancient king who sought the wisdom of magical oracle to foresee and control his destiny, we can't rely on external forces to shape our future. This king he believed that consulting an oracle, he could change the course of events to favor him, trusting everything outside of the power within. However, he learned that the true power to change his destiny lay within his own actions and decisions. The power to change whatever you see in your life that you do not like lies within you. Similarly, if we are unhappy with what we see in our lives, we can't simply wish for an external miracle to fix everything. Instead, we look inward and change our thoughts and our beliefs. If there's a change on the inside, it will show on the outside. There will be a quickening in and around us. So we look inward and change our thoughts. We transform our inner world, and when we do that, we change how we experience and see the outer world. Everything changes. I like what this philosopher Louise said. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. And what's your character? It becomes your destiny. So everything, it's our decision, it's your choice. And we here to remind you that you can actually change any situation by going within to activate that power. You have so much within you. We can change the reflections of our lives and create a more fulfilling and positive reality. We can do that through spiritual mind treatment. We can change our thoughts and our beliefs. We often say it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And Dr. Greg said you can start your day all over anytime. It's entirely your decision. This process involves directing our mind to create positive changes, but the real transformation happens within us. It's important to remember that this works through our inner thoughts, not just the words we say. So for it to be effective, we need to speak with strong faith and conviction. You know that you are whole. Say it until you feel it. We live in a reflective universe. What we project in our minds manifests in our lives. Remember again, in other words, the universe works with what you present to it. So positive thoughts can lead to health and success, while the negative will do otherwise. As Dr. Holmes reminds us, every thought and word has power. Your words, they're powerful. Speak your word. They will not come without fulfilling the purpose for which you have spoken it. Your words are powerful. I am healthy, I'm happy and successful because I focus on the good in my life. That's good affirmation. I am healthy, I'm happy, I'm abundant, I'm successful, I'm above only, I'm complete, I'm whole, and I only focus on the good. So ours is to live in harmony with our true self. With this, we will enjoy that peace that surpasses all understanding. And so it is.